How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel for another video. I hope you all had a really good Christmas and have been, kicking back and relaxing. Now, in this video, I've decided to sort of take a look back at 2020 for Star Wars games as a whole. Obviously, we're right at the end of 2020, and this will be the last video that I post for this just mess of a year. So I thought, what better way than to torture everyone than to look back at 2020 for Star Wars games. Talk a little bit about what happened, my thoughts on the ups, the downs, compare where we were to this time last year to where we are now and where it's all going in 2021. So a weird little hybrid of a video, kinda to send off this dumpster fire of a year. Now, it's worth mentioning before I dive into this, if you haven't already, be sure to check out my main Star Wars channel. We're getting really close to 10,000 subscribers over there. We might have actually already hit it by the time this video goes up. But the goal for the end of 2021 for that channel is to hit 50,000 subscribers, so any help toward that would be great. And as always, if you're new around here, feel free to subscribe for all things Star Wars games. And the last thing I want to touch on, sorry for the really long intro, but just a big thank you for all your support for another year. Whether you watch the videos, drop a like, comment, even yell abuse at me in the comments, I mean, all of it helps. This has been a really long year, and it's been the first year I've been full-time on this channel, so I appreciate all the ongoing support and can't wait to see where we end up in 2021. So just a big thank you again for allowing me to live out my dream job. It does mean a lot. But anyway, let's get into it. So 2020 is coming to an end, and it's been a bitch for a million different reasons. I'm not going to bother getting into all that stuff though. I'll just stay in my lane here with Star Wars games for this video. But taking a look back at 2020 for just Star Wars games, I think it's fair to say that Star Wars games took a step backwards in 2020. It was just not a good year at all. I know some people might disagree with that. Obviously, it just depends on whether a game like Squadrons really resonated with you, because that was the only bright spot, but it was only a bright spot for a very niched audience. And of course, it also depends on whether or not you liked Battlefront 2. If you liked Battlefront 2, you're probably not very happy with how things have gone this year. 2020 started so positive for Star Wars games. Things could not have been better. We were coming off the back of the incredible Jedi Fallen Order, which surprised just about everyone. Battlefront 2 saw its biggest player and content surge yet. The game was popular, word of mouth was good, content was coming hard and fast, and the stigma that followed the game around since launch was quickly starting to fade away. Of course, flash forward to now, and Battlefront 2 is 6 feet under, with stupid amounts of players still coming to the game wondering why there is just no content still coming. Battlefront 2 could not be in a more polar opposite position to where it was this time last year, and that is really frustrating. Anyone who was around this time last year with Battlefront 2 and Star Wars games in general really would have been feeling the hype, the excitement, but it all capsized pretty fast for a few reasons, some sensical and some not so much. Now, obviously, the virus slowed a lot of things down for pretty much everything, but it definitely did hit Star Wars games too. LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga got a huge delay, and we won't see it until 2021. Squadrons was seemingly unscathed by everything going on this year, but we don't really know that for sure. And obviously Battlefront 2 was the big casualty, and its cancellation took place right as things got really bad this year. And we might see in 2021 further delays for upcoming projects as a repercussion of events from 2020. Who knows? But if it wasn't for the past, I'd say few weeks when it comes to Star Wars games with plans for the future, with game teasers, then I'd say the past year would have been a disaster for Star Wars games, considering where we were a year ago to where we are now. We've had a Lucasfilm Story Group member come out recently and say that he's never been more excited for future Star Wars games than he is right now, and if it wasn't for those comments, things would be pretty grim for Star Wars games if you ask me. And if you asked probably a lot of people, we lost the most popular Star Wars game just as it really hit its stride. We got delays for LEGO Star Wars, we got a small-scale game that appealed to a small audience, and we got no actual confirmations of anything coming in future. No official announcements. That's not a good year, let's be real. 2020 has sucked for pretty much every reason imaginable, and some video games have managed really well, and things have been great for them, but Star Wars games, not so much. We've had a rough year. But silver lining, the good thing about that is 2021 really can't be worse. and I doubt it's even possible that it could be close to as bad as 2020. We know Fallen Order 2 is on the way, and it should 100% get its announcement in 2021, possibly its release. The release part might be wishful thinking though. LEGO Star Wars is of course going to be coming out, and that's going to appeal to a much bigger audience than Squadrons did, so it's going to leave a lot more players satisfied and less people just twiddling their thumbs. Because it's not really their fault that they don't like flying games. Again, I'm going to stress this, if you loved Squadrons, I'm really happy for you, but it just wasn't my kind of game, and I feel a lot of people's pain. And of course, we can't forget these exciting plans that Lucasfilm Story Group members have been alluding to. They're probably going to start unfolding in 2021. We know the next few years are going to be mental for Star Wars, and it's probably fair to expect that the games will follow in those footsteps. I've talked about it before, but there is no way in hell EA aren't going to capitalize off all of this Star Wars content coming over the next few years, so there is a lot to be excited for. So obviously we're entering 2021 with a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, which is great. Things are looking up for Star Wars games, thankfully. Now, all eyes are seemingly on EA Play in 2021. That could honestly hold the biggest reveals and be the most important day for Star Wars games that we have seen in a long, long time. If EA are smart, they will announce Jedi Fallen Order's sequel and announce future projects that they are working on. EA have 2 years left on their contract. They've got to be making some big plays in that time frame to hold on to the goldmine that is Star Wars games. An EA Play of next year, that could be the day absolutely everything changes. So I hope they capitalize on that and do the smart thing, announce what they've got in the pipeline, because having every single thing they're doing shrouded in secrecy, it's not really doing them any favors in the eyes of Star Wars fans. I see it firsthand every single day. Star Wars fans hate being kept in the dark. They'd much rather know at least a tiny bit of what's going on than have something randomly sprung on them. It helps build hype and just gives them something to look forward to. But to wrap up this little weird discussion / recap kind of video, I don't know, 2020 has been a step backwards for Star Wars games. Obviously, there was a lot of unforeseen circumstances that influenced a lot of things this year, but even with the virus in mind, seeing how other video games have adapted and overcame the challenges that this year threw at them, there has been a lot that could have been handled better for Star Wars games. Mainly the handling of Battlefront 2, I think that's the big one. 2019 was just a big step forward for Star Wars games, huge step forward. But 2020 was without a doubt a pretty big step backwards, but I think 2021, things will definitely start where 2019 sort of ended with Star Wars games. Lots in the pipeline, lots to be excited about, and hopefully just some freaking games that we can all play. Because I gotta tell you, getting yeeted by Anakin in Battlefront 2 for the 6 millionth time is starting to wear pretty thin. But guys, those are my thoughts on the dumpster fire year of 2020 for Star Wars games. Be sure to let me know your thoughts down in those comments, and of course, if you did enjoy this video, then dropping a like, it really does help get this video out there. And remember to check out my main Star Wars channel. I have huge plans for that channel going forward. And of course, subscribe to this channel with that notification bell on. But that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for sticking with me for another year, and I'll catch you guys in 2021.